Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and welcome to another episode of Dank Web Browsing, Dark Web Browsing, Deep Web Browsing, the part of the week where we take a look at that danker side of the internet. The lights are open, it's midday, Civic driver's already left, and now we can sit back, relax, and go to our very first website. Alright, dude, smooth intros. Now we're at Empath and Psychic Support. Alright, so are you a psychic? Are you an empath? I don't know. I only know what one of those things are, and that is hopefully the definition that these people will be using, but this is healing that works. Oh boy, am I ready for the fucking cosmic healing bullshit. All right, let's go down into this. If you're an empath or a psychic, empaths and psychics, even though you are valued by others, few know the emotional pain you may suffer on a daily basis. If you are either one of these people, you are especially vulnerable to trauma and being abused by others. This can lead to anxiety, depression, and feeling despondent. Ugh, okay. Gotta learn how to read, okay? Gotta get my phonics book out. God, it's whatever. Even though people may say you're just oversensitive and you should just get over it, it's not something you can do. It's not just mind over matter. Are you an empath? Okay, so basically, I guess what they're trying to say is if you're somebody that can connect with the spiritual world real quick, which by the way, it's not proven to be, like one or the other. It could be completely real. It could be something, I don't know. It could be anything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the website that'll teach you how to combat those dark thoughts you may have sometimes, or I don't know, dude. Let's learn what an empath is, okay? What is an empath? You may think you're crazy or just overly sensitive, but you might be really an empath, often referred to as HSP or highly sensitive people. That can have totally different connotations these days. The empath will pick up on the feelings and emotions of others around them as though if they were their own feelings. They are not the stuff of science fiction, and they are way more common than you think. You may be one and not even know it. Knowing you are an empath can change your life. There are many signs that you are an empath. All right, there are many signs. Let's go into it, okay? I love reading the signs because I often, oh my God, there's like 38 signs? God damn! All right, let's go into this. You care too much about other people, even to your own detriment. Yeah, okay, that's positive for me. I do that. Strangers will tell you their life story and say, I don't know why I'm telling you, but I feel like I can. No, I don't really have that happening to me, but I also don't invite it. If somebody starts telling me their life story at a bar or something, I'm probably going to sit up and say, ooh, I got to go to the bathroom. And then I'm just like out of the fucking, like I pay my tab, I'm gone. You will feel lonely even when around others. A sense of loneliness of being an empath that, no, I don't feel lonely. So two out of the 30 something so far, not me. You may suffer from attention deficit disorder. You might easily get attracted to feelings or emotions. That I don't feel like I am because I stay focused on one thing. I'm very narrow-minded. Like I have tunnel vision for a lot of things. If you are naturally psychic, being an empath will give you additional information about places, people, and events. I use Google. When someone else has a bad day, you have a bad day in sympathy. I mean, yeah, if somebody has a bad day, I feel bad for them having a bad day. I don't like come thinking, ooh, they had a bad day. Ooh, I feel happy. No, no one does that. Sick people do that. You take on guilt very easily, even for things that you did not. Okay, I guess that's true. Yeah, I do that. You will do anything to keep the peace. Any tension will make you feel very stressed and you can't, bro, I just sit back and pick the popcorn. Unless it gets like handsy, then I'll step in, but usually I'll just step back, bro. I gotta watch this fucking happen in front of me. God damn, I don't want to get involved, dude. Even if you enjoy a particular activity, you won't enjoy it if the people around you are not into it. Yeah, nobody enjoys an activity if everyone around, if there's like a fucking cloud of discontent. Like, what? You can't bear to see other people or animals. No, I can't. That's wrong. You can always tell when someone is lying. You are a human. Yeah. I mean, tells are easy to pick apart. Like if you're socially adept, you can pick apart like all that kind of bullshit. You find it very difficult to say no when someone asks you for help. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If somebody asks me for help, I usually try helping as much as I can. Unless it's like I really have to go out of my way. Fuck it, even then I do it. You like giving surprise gifts and making other people happy. I don't give surprise-ass gifts, but, I like making other people happy. Sometimes I'll give a gift, but not like, okay, 13 applies. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say over here, this is an interesting tale, all right? Interesting tells if you're an empath. Now, I've went through most of them, and I can say very much true that I kind of have a hit-and-miss attitude towards them. I'm gonna say that I'm not exactly a fucking empath, okay? I don't think I'm a goddamn psychic. But then they've got booking a session. Woohoo! Hey there, you come to the right place. 30 minutes for $40, 60 minutes for $70. So you kind of save like $10 if you go the 60-minute, bulk buy this demonic, like, you splitting. Removals of demonic beings. I have support staff who can aid. So a removal of a demon can be about $140. And then to prevent reoccurrence. Okay. So how to prevent? So the education. Okay, the classes total cost $200. Rates will increase $5 for new clients on January of 2020. So it's actually a pretty active service, I might ask you. And I believe that this is an Australian person making it because I am on Australian Eastern Standard Time. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it. You can go all the way down to Australia and get your demons removed. My God. Now, there's whole articles for it, too, where you can, like, look in and kind of see, kind of cover things like happy birthdays and being skeptical, depression series, spirit guides, what creates an empath, depression series. It's a pretty popular series, man. I mean, I'm getting depressed thinking about it. Old dogs, new tricks for longevity. Okay, now what is it over here? Dietitian. I'm not a dietitian, but I do believe empaths tend to ingest the energy of foods they eat. Most human beings who have a digestive tract ingest energies of what they're eating. It's kind of the whole digestive system in a nutshell. But I'm being a little cynical, mind you. Okay, I'm being kind of an asshole. So I'll just say this much: empath. Okay, if you feel that you're a psychic, if you feel that you're an empath, okay, if you feel that you're any one of these multitudes of beings, you've got your website right here, all right? They cover it like crazy, and if you feel like you have a demon locked inside of you, all right, well, you can get it removed, okay? You can get it completely removed from your body. And you know what? There's nobody to shame you for it. That being said, let's go to a different site. Temple of the Blacklight. Ooh, why do I feel like this is Temple of the Blacklight, like an actual fucking blacklight? I don't know. Temple of the Blacklight is an international temple dedicated to the current 218 and its anti-cosmic tradition of Satanism. Oh, boys! I love it when we come across Satanist shit. The temple is a manifestation of and expression for the adversarial cosmic forces of the night side and represents a new, wrathful form of Gnostic left-hand path. All right, this is going to be like violent Satanism, dude. This is going to be like, I love it. The tradition represented by Thoughtbull can best be described as an essence of anti-cosmic Gnosticism, expressed through the sinister forms of traditional diabolism. Within our tradition, the Dark Ones, gods and goddesses of Sitra Ara, represent the anti-archonic impulse of the Deus absconditus and the manifested aspect of the second and left emanation from the Ein Sof. Thus, for us, Satan Lucifer is the first and higher manifestation of the black light, and the opposer and destroyer of the cosmic prison, causal structures established by the tyrant Demiurge. You following me so far? I was already lost beginning of second paragraph, but hey, I can read. Within the Totmol, many forms of magical systems are studied and practiced parallel to each other, as it is our conviction that the keys will unlock the prison gates of the cosmic archons and spread through many different esoteric traditions. Our main goal is therefore to rediscover, remanifest, adapt, and create the antinomian forms of spiritual practice that will lead to the adept of Gnosis, hastening the revolution back to the unbound fullness that was before the ordering of chaos and the fall into causality. Now, I'll say this much, okay? I'm not going to finish the rest of the page, but ladies and gentlemen, this is a pretty intense Satanist website. Now, one thing I like about Satanism a lot over here is that whenever you go to the websites, goddamn, are people really committed to the whole Satanist idea? Now, for those of you who don't really believe it, Satanism is in fact a real, a viable religion, right? It's about as viable as many other religions out there. Satanism has a place in the world, okay? Like, if you believe in Christianity, I think Islam, and Judaism as well, all three, then I guess that Satanism has just as much of a right to exist because, I mean, there's just people worshiping what is historically considered to be the evil faction of those Abrahamic religions, right? Now, a lot of these people say that it's suddenly the good factions, dude. I don't get into religious turf wars, all right? I just watch from the sidelines, okay? I'm like an empath that way, you know what I mean? Well, an anti-empath. Like, I just sit back, I watch it, I have my popcorn, I got the Michael Jackson memes in the Facebook chats, and that's about it. But if we go further into it, they've got like multiple pages where they talk about the Chaosophy, the Logia, Invocations, Lilith, the Kagiri, Ushumgal, okay, I think, the Sacred Rites of the 11 Flames, and then they've got rituals. Now, I actually had some of their stuff open. The website does not work the best, so I got some of the rituals, which is the Black Rite of Hecate. So the ritual is held on the night of the 31st of October or any other fitting night and has its aim to evoke the dark goddess Hecate and channel her most sinister energies towards the manifestation of inner and outer changes in conformity with the collective will and desire of her blessed assembly. The proper place for the ritual must be chosen beforehand by the priestess of Hecate and must be a natural liminal point of ingress to the darker powers. A relatively big fire pit must be dug into the middle of the chosen place for the ritual, and enough timber must be collected and placed inside the pit to kindle a holy fire that will burn strong during the whole of the ritual's proceeding. So basically, giant fucking bonfire. The best wood to use for kindling is branches of yew, willow, and cypress tree. The flames of the pit will, during the ritual, act as a central focal point, and it is therefore important to keep its fire strong and steady. 11 rock crystals are to be placed in a circle around the pit in order to strengthen and concentrate the astral currents that are brought down and the chthonic forces that have been brought up during the calling of Hecate. So, 11 rock crystals, you're going to need 11. I feel like 12 would be great, just because it would resemble a clock. I don't know. The ritual is commenced when each participant has kindled the torch that they carry in their left hand and formed a circle around the central pit. After a silent contemplation of the work at hand, the priestess gives a sign for everyone to step forward into the pit, and with the helps of flames... Oh, okay, thank you. I thought they were gonna, like, fucking commit mass murder on this. Okay, flames of their burning torches kindle the central fire of Hecate. When the fire is burning, all participants return to their former positions around the fire pit. The priestess fully opens the ceremony by first chiming the bell that she holds in her right hand one time over each of the 11 crystals placed around the fire. While she internally invokes the titanic forces of Zeus, she then chimes the bells 9 times and focuses her will on establishing the internal link to the goddess and explains, "In the wordless name of the inner and outer Zeus, we banish the powers of the finite light and invoke the power forces of the divine endless night and call forth the pits of wrathful darkness." That is a ritual, ladies and gentlemen. Now, one of the things is that ritual feels like something that you could easily do. And it leads credence to this whole website where the idea of the Satanism, right? Like, a lot of these people are really committed to it. So if you wanted to learn about Satanism, right? Like, if you really wanted to, like, worship it, I don't think that there's a better library than this. I mean, there's a lot of ones that we've looked at over the years, but, like, these guys are really detailing, like, rituals and, like, full-on methods and all this kind of stuff that you should be doing. Now, this is going to go on too long, so I'm just going to watch one more thing, like evil, the satanic ideal. While many of the texts, rituals, and invocations are used in the satanic tradition, Satan is praised as the lord of evil, and evil seems to be portrayed as something good. In order to understand this exhalation of evil, we need to first demonstrate what it is that we, within the dark tradition, mean by the word evil, when the term is used as a positive denomination. As Satanists and Chaosophists, we place ourselves above and beyond all moral illusions and constrained ethical values that the ruling, demiurgic, archonic world uses in order to enslave and keep the subhuman cattle in check. Wow, they're calling us subhumans? Ah, God, I hate you. You can't read stuff like that. And then that's what it happens. We also understand that while we ourselves view the meanings most often associated with there are still billions of people that let their empty lives become controlled by the significance that they've been brainwashed to attribute to this world, to these words. So basically their whole logic, I guess, over here is that, I mean, from what I've always gathered with Satanists is that they always tell us how, like, Lucifer fell from the heavens, you know, fallen angel and all that. So it's like the man rebelled against God, which, like, the whole society was this, you know, corrupt sort of system, and Satan has been sort of like that true, like, you know, fight for the people, fight for the freedom, free will, and all that kind of stuff. I guess the idea here is that don't look at these words as black and white. Evil can be good and good can be evil. That kind of you know, thought process. The reality is, though, you know, I don't like to get super involved into this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the temple of the black light. I gotta say, not being a Satanist, if I wanted to learn about Satanism and the ideals, because over here I've learned that there's many different kinds of Satanists. There's many different kinds of people that like, it's almost like sects of Christianity, right? Like, where you have, like, Catholicism, you know, you have Protestant, you have all these, like, sects, and it's like, this is exactly what Satanism is like too. It's like sectioned off with like a bunch of people. But that being said though, I'm going to back out of this and I'm going to go somewhere else. What the hell? Google, fire Google CEO Sundar Pichai is fake news. Join my $100 billion lawsuit. $100 billion lawsuit? I mean, holy shit, $100 billion for fucking suing YouTube? Unauthorized illegal activity on innocent people of the world. Google, Google.com, is a thief and a liar and fake news bad Google. I can't take fake news seriously, man. Google.com is fake news. Protect your reputation and business. Fight back. Join my $100 billion lawsuit and get a piece of the action. Sign the free petition. Are you serious? There's like a fucking video associated with this. We got to listen to it. I mean, it's not every day that a video gets introduced and you can't listen to it. Listen to it. Listen. Is this real? Hold on. I'll say this much. I do, in fact, have the audio coming through, and there is no audio left with this, but it's a full-on video. It's fake news. Google is a thief and liar. Make money. Sign the petition. Sign the petition. IHateYou.com. It's fake news. I hate you. This is the weirdest little rabbit hole that I've come across. Like, there's a point where the video glitches real bad. Okay. All right. And then they've got, like, a link to change it? What? No porn for kids. Enter the $100 billion class action. Google. Wow. What the hell is this, dude? Google is cause of school shootings. Parents without balls. What? Okay, all right. This has to be some crazy meme. Enter the $100 billion class action lawsuit. Google is the cause of all school shootings. No porn for kids. Google forces children to watch. Oh my lord. Enter the $100 billion class action lawsuit. Sign in. Kids are not ready to see hardcore porn and watch porn without supervision. They learn wrongful stuff and get themselves in trouble. Google is a criminal. Google rapes kids. Enter the $100 billion class action lawsuit. Sign in. And then it just repeats, and that's what it is. I'm happy. I like this site. And then if you go back up over here, ladies and gentlemen, god damn, 3,603 people have signed. Let's get it to $5,000. Okay, all right. I gotta say, this is out there. I'm not gonna like join in on the statement over there because it's fake news I can tolerate, but when you're throwing like crazy allegations like that around, whoo! Let me tell you, you're loading into a loaded handgun. Now, there's also IHateYou.com, so I guess I want to go to it and see what they've got. And it leads you to actually the same website back over again. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a rabbit hole that focuses on Google CEO being fired. It's fake news. Now, I think this takes you back to the time where we covered stuff like, what was it, the weird like pornography that showed up on YouTube. Like basically you could find, like the way that it worked was that it was pornography that was like detailed under a whole different word. I completely forget about it, but it was actually a video that I remember very well because I got a community guideline strike on it for it being deceptive content when it very evidently wasn't. We had went on YouTube, covered like actual softcore pornography that was being sent. Nothing hardcore, of course, but it was, at the time, it was like softcore. Like you definitely saw parts. You saw like the implications of what would happen with sexual, you saw sexual implications is what it really consisted of, and back when I covered it, you know, there were a couple people in the fucking, what was it, the YouTube softcore pornography bandwagon that got a little tilted at it. But to me, it's like it's something that violated terms of services. But it detailed a point with YouTube, right, where so much hours of content get uploaded, and so many people can find crafty ways to defeat the system and subvert it and upload whatever they want without Google or YouTube even knowing anything years after the fact. This whole, like, I feel like this is where this lawsuit emerged. Like, one parent had too much, and they may have come across those kind of videos and called it a day. Now, the thing with suing Google about it, one thing that strikes me is protect your reputation and businesses fight back. That, I feel like, is kind of one of those things that that Google has a responsibility for, you know? I've walked into tons of places, like local establishments, where they were like, oh, please give us a good rating on Google, right? Like, give us a good, because Google is almost like the Yelp review, right? Like if you go to, because what do people do when they want to go to a restaurant? They'll fire up the Yelp.com, Yelp app or whatever, and like look at a restaurant, and like whatever user reviews that they get will pretty much signify if they go there or if they don't, right? Like same thing with, I think, Google, right? Like you Google a business, and it'll tell you this many percentage of people like the business, it has this many ratings, and sometimes you'll see like a scathing review, like as the first thing that Google will give. But yeah, that's roughly why I think people would want to even sue. But suing them for $100 billion, that's a lot of fucking money, dude. Will this actually work? Probably not. You know, you got to realize Google has like, you know, some fucking mega lawyers when it comes to this kind of stuff. Most tech companies do. Will Google get away with doing the naughty? Yeah, most likely they will. But the thing is, good luck to the people who want to definitely go up against Google, right? Unauthorized illegal activity on the innocent people of the world. Do I think Google's an innocent company? Oh, hell no. But do I think that they molest them kids and shit? No. I'm not even going to go down that road. Goddamn. But that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to back out of here and go somewhere else. I love the end of the world predictions. This is my favorite stuff on the internet. Like, goddamn, if I could tell you the best thing in my life was coming across the end of the world diaries from a lot of these people, I would be underselling it. So here's the thing, all right, end of the world 2012 failed. This is vintage because if you remember the era of 2012, there was something called the Mayan calendar, and I believe it was finishing at the time, right? So like the Mayan calendar had finished, and the thing with the Mayan calendar was that the Mayan calendar, when people thought it was ending, they thought, wow, they must have predicted the end of the fucking world. Because while the Mayans were a smart civilization, a calendar ending to me never freaked me out because I always realized that, hey, when the calendar, like when the actual when our calendar ends, right, like December 31st, like, you know, we go to a new year. I always thought that because the Mayan calendar ended, that they were going to like a new year or something. To be fair, though, I wasn't exactly educated on it, and I didn't fucking care about it either. I always, like, laughed at it as a meme. It's the end of the world, December 21st, 2012. And it was actually a big focal point for, like, one of the game series I was really into the time, like Assassin's Creed 3, where it's like, the world's ending on 2012. I think it's safe to say that we are still alive, and the world has not ended. But, hey, you be the master of your own destiny is what I always like to say. Just like we have said all the time, however, we also have been saying that there's something more fearful than an end-of-the-world doomsday prediction. All right, let's click here to find out what it is. Okay, what it is. More fearful than 2012. It may not be 2012, but you will die. Well, yeah, I mean, if you take a breath, you are doomed to the death. What happens next will be more fearful than any doomsday prediction for some people. Will you be one of them? If you are a Christian, click here. If not, keep reading or, oh yeah, let me take the fucking test, dude. Let me take the test. All right, good person test? Wait, they have a good no way, they have a good person test? No fucking way. No way they got a good person text. You're out of your mind. What? If I can't see the text. I don't have Flash. I don't have Flash Media Player. I can't take the test. I don't know if I'm a good person or not. Okay, this is a very Christian level website. Okay, here it is. This is the good person survey. It leads me to repent before God and believe the gospel. Your thoughts on the good... Oh, this is the good person test. Okay. Well, I haven't done the good person test, but apparently it's very God-friendly. And again, if you're not a Christian being, okay, like, I'm not Christian, you're fucked. All right? According to this site, you're fucked. All right, but let's go read over here. The Bible says, examine yourselves, whether ye be in faith, prove your own selves. Know ye of your own selves, know that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates. All right, here's the answer from the lip of Jesus. All right, so we're going down over here. There's YouTube videos that leads you to God's wrath. Okay, and some of these videos are, I'll be honest, okay, I think this is like an embed of somebody else's like content. But ladies and gentlemen, the reality of it is that it seems as though this website is all but dedicated to not just the end of the world, but implying that in order to survive the end times, we must be followers of Christ in complete, like, my God, my Lord. Okay. Personal prophecy about you. Okay, so this is my personal prophecy. Let's see this. This is something that a lot of people don't want to think about, but it won't change the facts. Whether you die in 2012 through some worldwide destroying event, or whether you die in your sleep tonight or get run over by a car tomorrow, you will still die. Well, everyone should do their part to save the world, and while we should take legitimate threats to Earth seriously, It is far more important to be concerned about what happens next after you die. I mean, I think there's two options. You either go up to the clouds or you get burned on your pee-pee forever below, right? Like, it's one or the other, boys and girls, all right? And I'm sorry, you're going to have to put up with it. What is more fearful than 2012 doomsday predictions? Standing before God without your sins forgiven. Ooh, yeah, I mean, that would be scary, standing behind the big man doing all the bad stuff. What is more fearful? Being judged and found guilty by God. Yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding, dude. You might be thinking, I thought God was a God of love. That's true, but he's also a God of justice, and he has set aside a day of justice when the wicked will come before him. Oh boy, the thing is, it's kind of true, I guess, right? Like everyone's like, there's God's love, but God sort of has justice going on for him. I would like to think that if you're somebody that is like if you're a genuinely bad person and you do genuinely bad things, I like to feel that God's justice really just smites you down. I would love to watch the justice of the Lord smiting down a truly terrible person. But is God really going to be mad at you for leaving the toilet seat up? Is God really going to be mad at you for a couple of for running a red light? No, I don't think God's going to be that mad for you. I'm just going to say it right there. But hey, I'll stick out of it. There's also other channels here like End of the World, Sign in the Skies, and if you go to it, it's an actual like YouTube link of it, where it's like an End of the World channel where they'll discuss about signs in the skies, I guess. You can't be serious. Jesus took hell very seriously. He said that if your hand, foot, or eye cause you to sin, you should remove them, if that would keep you out of hell. Jesus was making a point about the seriousness of sin. Basically, if you do anything bad with yourself using your hands, be ready to cut that motherfucker off, is what I'm hearing. Which is general stuff that I've read about it, okay? Click here to see if you deserve hell or a full description of hell. Well, give me both. It keeps taking me to this fucking good person test that I can't exactly do, all right? Like, I can't do it. There's a video for me to do it, but I don't want to sit here and watch, like, a video, like an 8-minute video figuring out if I'm a good person or not. Is hell eternal? Eternal hell. Eternity is forever. An old man was once asked, what do you think you happen when you die? I try not to think about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we went from the end of the world thing, so let's go to like something else. What is the alien invasion going to happen? All right, they have like an alien invasion page. Well, nothing really happened over here. NASA 2012. All right, end of the world. It all just leads to the same people, good people only. Are you a good person? I hope I'm a good person. I really do. And this whole website's got me kind of freaked out a little bit. How to save the world. Judgment Day, all right? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff over here that gets down into it, ladies and gentlemen. But, whether you're a believer or you're not a believer of the Lord above, I expected to come to the End of the World website, and it almost felt like, so some mom had like sat me down and gave me a good stern talking to. Are you a good person? Well, you'll probably never be able to find out because the interactive test don't work for shit. That being said, though, this is me, Muda, and I am going to a different site. Glenn Floyd, the untouchable 2022 Senate candidate, Independent Victoria. I refuse all donations. Your Senate cannot be brought with these bribes. Oh, boys, today's an Australia day, if you think about it. We've gotten an Australian, like, psychic, and we've got an Australian wannabe politician. All right, let's look at this real quick, okay? Donations corrupt parties. Senate vote card, Glenn Floyd, another independent. Independents. When has an independent really ever won, like, Democratic Party elections? Like, I've never, ever seen that happen. If they've happened, I would like to know. You want clean government? So do I. Here's my 3 ways. How's this guy going to clean up the government? Let's look at this. All meetings on... He's going to have a YouTube channel. Victoria Independent Parliament. Here's meeting number 3000 on YouTube. Watch them all squirm. All in and out emails live online. This is your office. Okay. All right. That would be kind of cool. I mean, it's not like you can make another separate email address and message other people, can you? Like, okay, sure, all in or out emails, that's cool. I'll never take any donations, 100% transparency. Then you'll never really win. Like, you'll need money to run the party. You'll need money to to advertise the party. I just don't get it. Patrick McGorry has been publicly condemned in Parliament as a lying disease monger and condemned internationally for drug pushing. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, we are really dropping the fucking bombs. I will spend my life in Parliament legally pursuing this profoundly evil mass serial killer McGorry. Ooh, this is getting real. Patrick Mengele Menson Mengori and his vilest coterie of drug-pushing mass-scale psychiatrists, drug-pusher serial killers are pure evil. He even drew a swastika on a plus sign on his head, dude. This sewer scum and his drug-pusher psychiatrists kill 80,000 Australians per year pushing lethal, poisonous, psychiatric drugs. All right, dude. These animals kill 80,000 Australians per year. Jesus Christ. I'm an independent Senate candidate, Victoria. I refuse all donations. Your Senate cannot be brought with these bribes. Beat the bloody bribery. It can only be stopped by non-party independents, which never fucking win. How will I stop it? The Australiana promise. Daily YouTube, all my meetings. And you'll also see every email I send and receive each day. You want clean government? So do I. Be afraid. See the extreme level of full bribery and corruption in the Liberal, Labour, and Green parties. I never knew Australian politics was this lit, boys and girls. God damn, they're just, these guys dropping the truth bombs everywhere. Woohoo! Love it, dude. I mean, this is why I never get involved in it, but like, man, when people are so into politics, when the name calling gets out, when the swastikas get drawn on people's heads, dude, that's when you get into politics. I mean, God, I don't know if it's you or me, but like every time the elections happen, and I think every Canadian can attest to this, just for the Canadians right now, whenever we get our like federal elections, oh my God, are the commercials worth watching? The amount of fifth grade fucking backbiting bullshit behavior every party gets into is worth watching. My God. I will introduce the Clean Government Bill to force this throughout all of Parliament. Yeah, I love to see that one get through. Fundamental policy platform. Moral democracy. It can only be stopped by non-party independence. The Louisiana Purchase was 15 USA states being voluntarily purchased from France for $15 million. The Australiana Purchase, your democracy, purchased by Liberal, Labour, Greens for $280 million. All right, dude. I mean, it seems like I'm hearing outlandish claims after outlandish claims, but okay. Not 60 seconds of my high office tenure will be confidential. Everything will be streamed on YouTube. It's like if fucking Ice Poseidon was a goddamn, like, it was the president of the United States, you know? Every day, the dude would have, like, the camera set and be, like, recording. Hey, guys, coming at you live. That would be crazy. It's like you got the entire CX network to be the fucking Senate. Like, holy shit. Imagine how, like, just the system would tank so hard. You will see it all. The only way to stop political corruption. No donations. The bribes fully corrupt your high office if I do. This is not my high office. It's yours, and I will keep it clean. Vaccines do not work. Okay. All right, like, I love how you go from like, hey, kind of get your point to like anti-vaxxers. Like, okay, anti-vaxxing doesn't work. In fact, I might as well just make a video on this. Like, if you anti-vax your kid, all right, like, get your tubes tied or like get a vasectomy. Like, you should not deserve to have more kids. All right, I'm sorry. All right, you not vaccinating people is hurting society in general. But whatever, dude. Believe what you want. The massive scientific medical authorities under defiantly rebel against Big Pharma. Vaccines did not stop polio, measles, flu, Ebola, mumps, diphtheria, etc. Smallpox vaccines caused UK mass deaths, and the lethal vaccines had to be stopped. See the factual vaccine severe risk evidence link under. Okay, so let me see the fucking graphs real quick. Vaccines did not save us. You're just taking me to another WordPress site that's filled with fake news. Vaccines contain 63 dangerous chemical pesticides, dioxins, and 4 are lethal carcinogens. All these lethal toxins cause deaths and mass DNA damage to our children. Big Pharma uses these legal toxins solely to keep them toxically active to save big money. Big Pharma is now directly causing autism pandemics. You know, it's fucking hilarious how these anti-vaxxers like tell you, but your vaccines are causing autism, bro. I think, personally speaking, I would like to have just a little bit of autism if it meant that I had a whole less lot of being dead. You know, like, what's worse, being dead or having autism, right? Like, I think I would deal with a bit of the autism than the death, okay? Like, death, not so good. Autism, can cause some good stuff in the world sometimes, all right? But one is inherently awful, okay? Christ. Entire lives are ruined. Yeah, I'm sure autism ruins family lives, right? Like, are you for real? Like, it's not, god damn. The 10 billion Homelessness and Rental Affordability Act, okay, it's great, that's great. 5 billion Zero Violence Against Women Act. Why don't you get it? Women are our future. The 9,000 Child Care Centers Construction Act. Parents must work. Affordable child care must be provided. All right, all these major policies that are great to sound on paper, but absolutely impossible to put in fucking actual practice. But yeah, you just keep on going more of it, and it's like this dude's crazy like focus on what he wants to do and what he wants to change. And the reality is, man, I must say, what he just compared the Nazis' like death count to psychiatrists. Oh my Jesus Christ. You can't take it seriously. Here's the thing. I'll say this much, like, you can look at somebody's content like this and say that, sure, they might mean well, sure, they might mean to have a positive look on the world, but the way that they're going about it is so fucking outlandishly stupid that nobody can side with them, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's impossible to side with somebody like this. That being said, though, if I'm not an Australian individual, I don't have anything in Australian politics, but if any Australian out there would like to detail how fucking outlandish this may be, or how real it may be, let me know in the comment section below. But that being said, though, I'm gonna back out of here and go somewhere else. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Deep Web Browsing, Dark Web Browsing, Dank Web Browsing. I must say, there were some long-winded sections of this video, especially when we looked into like demon stuff. There was a lot of empath, okay, to focus on, a out there Australian politician, and one of my personal, and I mean quite personal favorite politicians ever. There was also the whole thing of Google being fake news. I think today's been quite an interesting Dank Web week. One week that I have to sort of cringe at and wonder during editing, how much will I actually have to blur and kind of cut out? It's all out there, ladies and gentlemen. But that being said, I know this is getting yellow dolan like a motherfucker. This is me, Mudahi, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.